Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you've been to this channel before, you'll know that I have not posted in about 4 months. And just a little update, that's because I'm currently doing a master's degree. So I've literally just completed my first year, which I'm so proud of myself for. So yeah, now that term's over, because obviously it's June now, all my work's submitted and my placement's done, everything. So I've now completed that year and I'm just so ready to get back to YouTube and reviewing makeup and doing new looks and just getting back to doing like 2 tutorials a week because I've missed YouTube so much. But I am actually so glad to just get back to doing something that I really enjoy and something that really calms me down, which is just doing makeup and doing reviews. So yeah, if you want to see how I achieved this look using the most expensive makeup products that I actually have in my collection, then obviously stick around, keep on watching. Please let me know what your favourite high-end makeup products are in the comments section, as I'm a makeup artist as well, for anyone else who doesn't know, and I'm always looking for new products. I don't mind about the price as long as they're good. Before we jump in, as always, I'm just going to remind everyone, please like the video, leave me a comment in the comment section of your favourite high-end makeup products, and please subscribe if you're not already, because this channel is just all about makeup reviews, makeup tutorials. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, then please subscribe. Oh, also as well on this channel, I forgot to add, I actually do true crime Get Ready With Me, so where I sit down, do makeup and actually just basically talk about a true crime story. So I'll actually link 2 of them. I've done 2 up to now and I really enjoyed it, so I'll link them in the description bar down below. So the first product I'm going to be going in with today to prime and prep the skin is the Fenty Beauty, I think this is called Soft Matte, yeah, Soft Matte Pro Filter Primer. Now, this is literally one of my favourite products, love it so much, and it genuinely is the most expensive primer that I own. I'm just rubbing that in with fingertips, and I actually like to add a little bit on the ring finger because that's the lightest touch, just to underneath the eye, as I found that doing that actually stops my concealer from creasing. And then for foundation today, I'm going to be going in with the new Nars foundation. I think this is the light reflecting foundation, and mine's in the shade Sahel, or Sahel, S-A-H-E-L, don't know how you pronounce that, but I'm going to be using that today. And yeah, Nars is definitely one of my most expensive foundations that I own. This one personally is my absolute favourite foundation, so that's the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. I absolutely love it, but I just wish that I had this in the shade Sahel, which is the one that this is in, but this one's Stromboli, it's more yellowy, whereas this one's more of a peachy tone. Don't know if you can see much of a difference, but yeah, this is my favourite foundation, but this is like the correct shade. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to be using that one today. The reason why I'm not so keen on this one is because I find that it doesn't give as much coverage as I personally like, whereas this one I found that it actually does give the coverage that I like, so that's the reason why I actually prefer this one. So I'm just going to apply the foundation. I've just put it on my little plastic palette, as that way, like if you put it on your hand just soaks up the product. I'm just going to go in with a layer of this and blend out. First with a brush, so I'm going in with the Morphe M439 brush, and that is literally my favourite brush for patting in the foundation. And then I'll smooth over with a beauty blender, as I think that that's the way to get the most flawless full coverage effect for the skin. And just patting that into the skin. So I'm just adding a little bit of foundation where I feel like I need a little bit of extra coverage. So for me, that's normally the forehead, around the nose, because I do have redness there, and on the cheeks. So then now I'm just going to go in with a damp beauty sponge and just pat over the skin. And what this also does is just soak up any excess product. So I don't know if anyone can see this on camera, but I do have a blemish on the tip of my nose just there. And I've covered this up now with like at least 2 layers of the new NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. And I feel like it's just not really covered it that much. You can still see a redness there. So that's like what I was meaning before when I said it's not like the most full coverage. Even though I've applied 2 layers of foundation and, you know, used a brush which gives more full coverage, it's still actually peeking through already, so obviously throughout the day that'll wear off even more. So for concealer today, I'm going to be going in with another Nars product now. So this is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and my shade is Custard. So I do like this concealer. It's definitely not a favourite. I just think it's so hard to justify the price of this when you can actually get really, really good drugstore alternatives for like so much cheaper. And then for loose setting powder today, I'm going to be going in with the Huda Beauty Pound Cake Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. So the shade is Pound Cake, and my new little favourite method for setting the under eye is actually using this little beauty blender. I'll just do like the rest of the face as well. Setting the face all over the way I'm doing with you know, you can do it with a beauty blender or you can do it with a sponge, a beauty blender sponge like this. Just like make sure your makeup lasts basically for, you know, the majority of the day. Just set it in place and make sure it won't move. So I'm just going to take a brush and kind of just press this in. So rather than sweep away, I'm literally just pressing this in, as you might as well put the powder and the product you've just put on the skin to actual use. And then for bronze today, I'm going to be going in with the MAC Mineralised Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deepest, and I'm picking this up on a MAC 168 brush. I'd have to say that this is literally probably my favourite bronzer, I would say. It just goes on so flawlessly. Very pigmented, but it doesn't actually really take a lot to blend out. Like when you put it on the skin, it doesn't look like chalky or patchy or anything. It just literally does blend in like a dream. So I'm just putting that on the perimeter of the face, under the hollows of the cheeks, and brushing that contour up to give the face a lift and not dragging it down. I'm kind of pressing it up underneath the cheekbone. These, by the way, I think are definitely worth the price. You know, I was saying before about like some products, you can't actually justify spending the money on them because the drugstore do such good dupes of them, or even sometimes a better version of them. Well, this one, I feel I haven't actually found a good drugstore alternative to this one exactly. The NYX bronzers are really good, but I do think that these are still better. So for me, these are actually worth the money. Each product I use on the face now, I'm actually just going to talk through whether I actually think it's actually worth it. So with the concealer up to now, you probably guessed, but yeah, I probably wouldn't really recommend that because obviously it's not the most full coverage, it is expensive, and there's so many good drugstore concealers, so I don't necessarily think that that's worth the money. For me personally, this foundation, it does look nice on the skin, it does look flawless, but as I pointed out, like the blemishes that you can see, it just doesn't give enough coverage for me to justify the price. The two Nars products up to now, I actually wouldn't recommend them. Oh, also Huda Beauty, forgot about her. Huda Beauty, definitely worth it. One of the best powders, if not the best powder I have ever used. It just makes everything so matte, so flawless, minimum creasing, doesn't look cakey, so I definitely would recommend that. I absolutely love and swear by this product. Okay, so now this is another Nars product, and we're going to be moving on to blush now. So this is the Nars blush, and it's in the shade Orgasm. So I've heard so many amazing things about this product, and I did want to try it, but it is so expensive. It's literally so small, fits in the palm of your hand, it's so tiny, but I do actually think it's worth it. So you can see it just gives like a little glow to the cheeks, a nice rosy glow. So this for me could actually double as a 2-in-1 product. Like, depending on your makeup style and how you like your makeup, you could obviously use this as like a highlighter. It's like a little bit of highlight shimmer in there, and a blush in one. So it actually looks like I've got highlighter on now. That's why I actually think this product is worth it. I can definitely justify the money on this one. So for lips now, I'm going to be going in with the MAC Cosmetics lip liner, and this is in the shade Oak. So for me, this feels so strange using a MAC lip liner product because I have actually used these for ages. My go-tos now are Morphe basically, or NYX, but more Morphe to be honest. And I'm going to top it with a MAC Cosmetics matte lipstick in the shade Kinkster. And I'm actually so glad that I've done this video because usually all my products are just mix and match. I just use like drugstore and then I use high-end, just depending on what I actually think of the product. So basically this is just dead weird for me to just be using all the most expensive products that I own, and some of them they're not my favourites, as I've pointed out. They're really not. So I'm actually interested to see how this look is going to turn out. For eyeshadow today, I feel like the most expensive palette that I own is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Androgyny palette. I literally only do get like 10 shadows, and they're all very random shadows, like very eclectic collection. Before I do that, I just need to get some more powder, put it on the under eye so that any eyeshadow that falls down, the powder will catch it and not mess up the rest of my base makeup. So to start with, I'm going in with the Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade Dominatrix and blending out with the shade Safe Word. So I'm literally just using 2 shades on top of the lid, and I'm using Deja Vu on the waterline here. And I'm just going to pack that down on the outer corner. I love the formula of Jeffree Star's eyeshadows, so for that reason I kind of do think they could be worth it. But Morphe do palettes where you get like 24 or 30 shadows in for like cheaper than the Jeffree Star palette I'm using now, so in a way they're not really worth it, but I could kind of justify it. But yeah, there's definitely cheaper alternatives out there, but his formula is good. So I've just packed that onto the outer corner, and what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that the colour is above my own natural crease, so that when I open my eye and look forwards, you can actually see the colour above my own natural crease. I'm just going to pick up now the Morphe M518 brush. So this is just a fluffy brush, and I'm literally just going to be blending this over the top of where I put the first colour. So I'm just going back and forwards, as you can see, just to disperse that colour out, because I want the darkest part of the eyeshadow to be on the outer corner. So I'm just blending that right up into the brow bone. So I'm just going to build up a little bit more of that Dominatrix shade, just because obviously we've blended some away now and it's all looking a lot more smoother, but obviously we do still want that shadow on the outer corner. So I'm just going back in with the Morphe M518 and just literally same process again, just blending over by going backwards and forwards, side to side, and I'm doing it very, very gently. Like the softer you are with your brush, the softer that your blend will be. So because this is quite a blown out look, I obviously want this to be like really soft rather than harsh, and that's what a fluffy brush is really good for. And this is like a really quick smoky eye, by the way. So apart from the wing, I would actually say that this is a beginner friendly eyeshadow makeup look. And then now I'm just going to be picking up a Morphe Jeffree Star JS11 brush and taking the shade Safe Word, and I'm just literally pressing this onto the inner corner of the eyelid into the centre, and going back in with the Morphe M518, just literally blending those edges. So what I'm doing next is I'm going to be going in with the Rimmel Scandalise 24-hour wear eyeliner pencil, and this is in the shade number 3 brown. Now it's definitely not an expensive pencil, this is actually a drugstore product, but I did actually want to try it today because I've never tried these Scandalise, so I just wanted to try that today. So I'm just running that along the waterline the whole way along, and I'm doing that on the top of the eyelid as well. As what this will do is just give me a guideline to follow for when I add the black. So this is like a little hack, by the way. Just obviously trace out your winged eyeliner shape with a pencil, so it's easy to smudge and easy to remove and fix. And then once you've actually got the right shape, then just go in with your you know, your black. Okay, so to drag that wing out, as you can see, I've got the outline. I'm just going to be going in with a Zoeva 322 brow line brush, and I'm just literally extending from the bottom waterline. I'm just literally dragging that out. So that's like how easy it is, really. I'm just literally dragging from the bottom waterline, just extending this shadow out. So next up, I'm going to be going in with a Zoeva 226 smudger brush, and I'm just literally going to be picking up a little bit of a black eyeshadow and just tracing over where I've put the brown eyeliner. Okay, so next step, I'm going to be going in with the Inglot AMC gel eyeliner, and this is the shade number 77, so it's just a black eyeliner, and I'm just going to be running that close to the lash line as possible, and this is what's going to make the eyeliner just look really black. So now I'm going to go back in with the 226 smudger brush by Zoeva and just literally smudge this as close to the lash line as possible. So I'm going to be picking up a little bit of black eyeshadow now on the same brush and just packing this on top of that eyeliner. So what I'm going to do now is go in with some Peaches and Cream lashes in the style number 35. And then I'm going to go over with a little bit of the Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte Black Liquid Eyeliner. But before I do that, actually, I'm going back in with the Scandalised Brown Pencil and just tracing that from the inner corner to the midpoint of the eye. What I'll do next is take some of the shade Deja Vu, just on a flat synthetic brush, and just run this over where I've just put that brown eyeliner pencil, and running it back and forward so that brown blends into the black seamlessly. Okay, so now that the whole face is done, apart from me literally smudging here, which I'm going to remove in a minute with a spoolie. So an old clean mascara wand, I'm literally just going to pick this off. It's a bit of liquid eyeliner that I smudged, so I'm just going to pick this off when it's actually dry. Don't try and do it when it's wet. I've done that before and it just smudges everywhere. So now I'm just going to go in with my favourite setting spray at the moment, which is the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. Now, this is expensive. This is £16. And considering Morphe is a drugstore brand and most of the products are inexpensive, I was a bit like shocked by this, but I do actually think it's worth the splurge. So I'm going to go in and set the face with this setting spray. And then I'm going to top that with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in the shade Sugar. Now, this has got 4 different highlighters in, but I just mix and match. I just literally get the brush and go across all of them. And I actually would recommend this for the money. I actually do think it's worth it. And because it's got like 4 different ones in with different tones, there's like a pinky toned one, a more whitey tone, these ones are like gold, so I definitely would recommend it. And I've got the other one as well, which is called Sun Dip, which is more the bronzy gold, which is better for deeper complexions. I definitely recommend that as well. And then I'm just going to go in with the Fenty Beauty 120 highlight brush and just, like I said, take a mixture of these shades. And yeah, as you can see, that just adds a gorgeous glow to the skin, makes the skin look really healthy. And then last but not least, to top off, I'm going to go back in with the Nars Orgasm Blush. And then last but not least, we're going to go in with the Dior Lip Glow Oil. So this is the cherry shade. Just adds a lovely gloss to the lips, as you can see. And if you put it on the lips on its own, it's obviously more of a pinky shade, whereas I'm putting it over a brown now. But obviously it's a product that can be used however you wish to use it. And it's actually not so like sticky on the lips, it's actually just like really moisturising. I just thought I'd add that because it's £29 and I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't actually know if it's worth it. It is nice to have, but I've got so many other lip glosses. But I suppose this is a lip oil. I suppose it is a multi-use product, so I guess I would recommend that actually. I think I would. So if anyone's interested in watching me pick off this smudged eyeliner, then stay tuned. So there you go. So yeah, I'm actually going to sign off now, guys, because obviously it's probably been a long tutorial at this point, I think. So yeah, let me know what your favourite high-end products are in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It's worth subscribing if makeup tutorials, makeup reviews and makeup giveaways are your thing. And yeah, if you are still here and you've made it this far, then I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around to the very, very end. I really do appreciate it. And since you made it this far, please go and do all that other stuff because it would just help me out so much. And yeah, I will see you in my next tutorial.